I was happy about 5 hours ago because I was in a good mood because I thought everybody was going to show up, but only about, I guess, a third of the people I thought were going to show up actually showed up, which made it a small show, which is, it's really good for like atmosphere and feeling, but it sucks really hard when you only can pay the band so much because you have to pay yourself back for flyers, and that's what really sucks about doing this. But the 7-inches sold really, really well, which is good, so I should be happy about that.
One of the good things that punk and hardcore have in common is the fact that so much of the performance is just purely emotional, that you don't really need to be a technical wizard when it comes to playing the guitar or playing the drums or singing or anything like that. It's more just purely emotional, and I think that gives the music a certain quality that a lot of mainstream stuff doesn't have.
Just can't take the whole thing together, and we continue to go on with the charade of being individual.
There's a verifiable emotional relationship between all the people who come to our shows, and I think who make up the punk scene. And I think that people who are closed off to their emotions don't like this kind of music as much.
Yeah, and make sure that the kids in the crowd or whoever's there is having fun too, and tries to leave with a smile on their face. I mean, maybe they might have come in not so happy, or maybe they had a different kind of attitude, or a little bit, I don't know, mean, whatever. I'd rather they left like with a smile and in a better mood and not wanting to kill somebody.
It's important, I mean, personally speaking, that people leave feeling like lifted, from a show. To me, that's important. So that's the reason why I would go. Feel better than I did going in,
Sometimes you go for the band, but I think like the reason that most people go to the punk rock shows is to the social scene, like to meet people and hang out and just like have fun and like communicate and dig good music and stuff,
Try to make it as friendly as possible.
Try to make it friendly and as fun as possible. A lot of people think that because of the aggression in our music, and we don't have very much harmonies and stuff in our music, that, oh, they're not up front, they're just total release of aggression. But we try to make it fun. It's like a different kind of fun. It's not like, our kind of fun is like when we were kids. We used to run around and go through the garbage and find TVs and smash them. That was it. Neon lights, boom. That's our kind of fun. It's not mean, doesn't hurt anybody, but it's really, it's fun. Come on, smash something. You'll like it.
The kind of music we play, I seem to be able to get a lot more into it if there's something making me angry. If I can use, I guess it's more coming from the other way around. If I can use the music to get at something that I'm angry about and alleviate it, then that's the best.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I don't like try to psych myself up to get all pissed off before we go play. Usually I'll just go play, and yeah, usually start out with a pretty good attitude, and usually the music changes the way I'm feeling at the time, as opposed to me like getting all pissed off and going and playing and trying to portray that through the music, I guess. So I don't know, I guess the music, it moves me towards more of an angry, dark feel. And then sometimes, I mean, there have been nights where we've gone up on stage and it's been like almost silly. I mean, as silly as we can get, in the kind of band that we're in.
We act like kind of silly on stage to try to influence people, like to not try to be so cool during the show. Like when you're cool, you're always worrying about what people are thinking about you and stuff. You try to get the people to just like, who cares? Do anything. Dance like a goof, pour soda on your head, do anything, Do what you like.
We try not to take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, we don't ask that anybody takes us too seriously.
And it's weird because you'll play to with a Solstice or Earth Crisis, and you'll have these kids beating the crap at each other, and then we'll play and they'll dance around, and then Sheer Tail will come on and they'll go back to beating the crap at each other. It's really weird.
Yeah, we play these big hardcore shows.
We play to so many different kind of crowds and have the same reaction. It's really a bizarre thing.
That's funny.
We're kind of successful at it for some reason.
I enjoy it.
reason a lot of musicians play music is because it's like the 1 hour during a day when you just forget every little bullshit problem, any worry you have, and it's just pure just enjoyment. You know, you have no thoughts about anything else except doing what you're doing at that time. And that's one of the main reasons I keep doing it, is because as soon as I stop playing, I'm like, when do I get to play again and forget about all this other crap, you know?
You got 1 hour a day. That's it.
It's a way to constantly, continually reinvent yourself in front of a whole bunch of people and kind of shake yourself out of your own existence. It really doesn't have, it has to do with the audience only in that there's sort of a give and take of energy. When I'm performing with an audience, I'm always performing to them and feeding off, being a parasite almost on their energy. And then hopefully they do the same thing to me, but I'm basically always trying to just shake myself out of myself.
When we feel comfortable with the crowd, when the crowd knows our songs or like appreciates what we're doing on stage, feedback definitely gives us more output. Definitely. Yeah, when the kids are just standing there like watching you, and there's not that many of them, you kind of, you know, they freeze up a little. Hardcore's a very input-output type scene. What they give, you put out. That's it, right? That's it.
We do our best to do what we do and try to interact and, you know, have fun. Sometimes, I don't know if it was the language barrier. We just came from Europe. I don't know if it was the language barrier or if people in Germany are just really like stiff and uptight and don't have a sense of humor. But there's a lot of like he said, like we're on stage like, and they're like, we just stand there.
What the fuck's going on? This song is called No Rules.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in a box, I'm the monkey, and I open the box and the monkey comes out, and then you're out, and it's like you're just like a retarded,
that was in Germany mostly.
Retarded entertainer, you know. Like other times you feel like it's a different
Connecting
show every
with
night.
people. It's like for me, it's like
sometimes you're fucked up, sometimes you're sober.
You know, whether there's like 15 people or 50 or 500, it's always the same thing for me every night. You know, it's a release, so I go off just the same. Yeah, it's definitely fun when there's a realistic, like, interaction. You know, when there's that energy, when kids are getting the same thing out of it that we are.
It's like going off. You know what I mean? It's like being like 15 years old and dancing in the pit. It's like the same thing as playing on stage. You know, you just give it everything you have.
We go, yeah. We end up sweatier than the kids in the audience. I mean, we like. It's, yeah, exactly. It's a total extension.
Yeah, most of the time you just give it everything you have. Most of the time we give it more than, you know, kids do. That's why a lot of times people stand there and look at us, don't know what the fuck's wrong with us.
We're going,
like everything.
there just looking at us.
1,000%.
Hey, how's it going? Hi. Oh, sorry. We're Good Riddance. We're from Santa Cruz, California. Thanks for coming out.
I'm a really introverted, quiet person normally, and it's the one time where I'm extroverted. When the audience is up close, like a show tonight, you can just feel the energy off the people. Makes us go off more, they go off more.
Definitely, it's a release for me because a lot of the things that we sing about, a lot of them are really personal. It's a way of expressing a lot of feelings, and it's also a way of releasing a lot of anger, tension. I think half of it's releasing, you know, getting your feelings out. And a lot of the other half is just releasing the frustrations of, you know, being on the road is kind of tedious. You don't really have to do absolutely nothing for 23 hours of the day, and then 1 hour a day you're doing something, and that you have to make it count.
The thing about this band, the Goops particularly, is we're kind of pretty easygoing people. We don't really take much too seriously, but we really like to play, and it's like just it's more of like a an extension of like what's going on off the stage, like that. You see? And it's just like do me a favor.
Hey, hey, hey!
Go kill that
Hey, shut up!
It's an extension of what's going on every day. It's just that when you're on stage, it's like you can really let loose and just like let anything happen. Hey, no, you shut up! I'll kick that kid's ass right now.
Everybody's so approachable, you know, like bands and kids and, you know, guys that do zines or put records out, the labels, everybody is so much closer knit than in any other, I think, music.
Yeah. There's no star gap between like the participants and the consumer. You know?
Perfect hardcore world.
I mean, there's
definitely
a little star. Some people create one.
Well, a club like this, you know, there's like a barrier between the stage and the kids, but your average like DIY basement show, it's not like there's so much separation that you feel kind of like intimidated to talk to somebody from a band that you like. You know?
But tonight we're playing in a 1,000-capacity club with some crappy thing in front of the stage. But tomorrow afternoon we're playing in a basement in New Brunswick.
It doesn't cost us any money. You know, we don't lose any money. So we were able to do shows really cheap, pay the bands really well, and have an environment that was friendly for everybody. Like, we've been doing this for close to 4 years.
Before that, there was another house somewhere in Jersey that people... Yeah, I think it was around the corner.
174.
Something
We used to
like
have
that.
shows, the Bouncing Souls lived there.
Yeah.
And when we pulled up today, we saw the landlord and our friend Maddie used to live there. He goes, oh shit, we still owe that guy money. But here, they would have shows for small bands, big bands, whatever, and it was good because kids could come to see a show where there's, like, I mean, we play a lot of shows, and because of, I guess, the popularity is that we play bigger clubs and all that, and there's bouncers, there's security, there's insurance and all that. Here, kids can just come, have a great time. They can dance if they want. They can just stand around and watch.
We opened our house to people because we figured, you know, they were trustworthy and it was a good thing to do. And in the course of those 4 years, we've had a lot of good bands play here, you know. It actually became a spot where bands wanted to stop and play as opposed to where we had to, like, get on the phone and beg and plead and make ridiculous promises. So it started out with 5 guys, and then we took over the whole house, and there were 10 of us. So, you know, we sort of had a built-in working crew. All the equipment was all ours. You know, we built it or, you know, we stole it, whatever. So, you know, it's worked out really well. This is our last show because after all this time, we've gotten sick of each other and we're moving on, and so we're sort of breaking up. We're going to keep doing shows, just not here.
The man is here. The show is over. Thank you. Good night.
Brian!
You can all say you were here for the last show, and there were 200 fucking people standing outside who were too stupid to fucking listen to a word of fucking wisdom.